Hello, beautiful people. It's your favorite freedom and financial life coach, Coach Star at organize-kaos.com and new author of the book, Live Freely, Freedom to Work Whenever, Wherever. And today I'm going to share with you how to take a successful sabbatical strategies and tips. That was a mouthful. Thank you so very much for joining the live. Don't forget when you come into the live to type in hashtag IAW, because in this space, in this platform, I'm creating a community of people who are interested in winning with money, who are wanting to create financial independence and financial wellness. And in order for us to do that, we first must set our intentions. We first must believe that we can achieve something and then expect for it to happen. So in order for us to do that, I always ask my listeners to type in hashtag IAW. That stands for I am wealthy. We are setting our intentions. We are setting our mindset. Not our eyesight, but our mindset. Our eyesight is what we see currently in front of us. So, you may be looking at your bank account and them zeros may not be enough zeros there, right? It may not be the right color either, right? Or, you may be looking at your current circumstance, the situation, and it may not be, or you may not be where you want to be. That's your eyesight. But your mindset, right, is you being able to look beyond those things, looking into the future and having faith that you can have whatever it is you want. You create your reality. You have the power to create the life that you desire. You have the power to create more time, more freedom, more things to do the things that you want and to live the life that you want to live. And so also, if you have any questions for me in this live on how I was able to, and I'm going to share some strategies, but, I go more in depth in my book, Live Freedom, Freedom to Work Whenever, Wherever, how I was able to fire my boss, save money, fix my credit, invest in the stock market, start my own business, and basically travel all over the world. I've been to 20 plus countries and counting. And so I share all the information in my book, and you could just click the link in bio. If you're someone that is like tied to the 9 to 5, right? You're just like, you want to be able to escape, or, you may want to retire in the next 10 years, or you may be someone that is in your 20s, 30s, or maybe even 40 that want, financial freedom. Like I said, freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Again, click the link in my bio. I have amazing resources and opportunities for you to be able to win with money. So without further ado, let's get into how you can take a R. Mitchell, thank you so much for joining the live today. How you can take a successful sabbatical. So the first thing you want to do, and like I said, I'm going to give you a little backstory. I literally, a while ago, I was literally at my job, and the first thing you want to do is find your why. Why do you want to take a sabbatical? What is the purpose of this? It's important to have that in mind, because that's your foundation. That's your motivation. That's that thing that's going to keep you on track when things may not be going the way you think they should be going, but have your why. So I literally was at work, typing on the computer. This is before we had social media, before we had Facebook. I'm aging myself. We didn't have none of these things. We barely had Google, okay? And so I'm literally on Google, how to quit my job. Enter. Because I was like, this cannot be it, right? This can't be it. And so my why was I wanted to have the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want, but I still wanted to be able to care for myself and be able to pay my bills, et cetera, et cetera. But at the time I was in debt. So I was really indebted to the system. I was in the rat race, going in circles, living paycheck to paycheck. And I'm like, God, this cannot be life, right? So for me, my why was to have a better life, to get control of my finances, and just figure out how can my money work for me and I'm not having to work for my money, right? So that was my why, right? So have your why, know what your why is first and foremost, right? Secondly, you want to create a plan, right? And you want to create a smart plan with SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound, right? This is the details, right, of your sabbatical, right? This is your plan on how you're going to approach it. So you ask yourself the question, how long you're going to be gone? Where are you going? Right? When are you coming back? Right? So this is your exit strategy, right? Your exit and your entry. So your exit from your job and your entry into this sabbatical, this break, this career break that you're deciding to take, right? Have a plan and make it very specific in that plan. And then next, once you have your plan, right, you want to determine what's your freedom number. And what do I mean by that? Your freedom number is tied to your finances, right? So how much money do you need? Based on your plan, you've already decided, okay, where you want to go and how long you're going to be gone. Based on that information, right? Because we still have financial obligations and responsibilities. Some people do, may or may not. Like for me, it was like, I had debt, right? So in my plan, I had to come up with a strategy on how to get rid of this debt, because I just wasn't going to take that with me on this sabbatical, right? And so in that plan, in this freedom number is how much money will you need based on how long you're going to be gone or how long you're not going to be working. Because a sabbatical is literally you're leaving your job. And some sabbaticals, it can be paid or unpaid, right? But again, in that plan, in that strategy. So it's you taking a career break, you taking an extended amount of time beyond a vacation off from work. So you need to know, okay, what your finances are going to be like. What's your freedom number? How much money you're going to need, right, in order to take care of yourself while you're on this extended break. And there's so many things that you can do and approach that, right? So you can say, okay, I can save the money. That may be an approach. You may say, okay, while I'm working, right, because in 9 months, I'm going to take and I'm giving you an example of a SMART goal. In 9 months, I'm going to take a 6-month sabbatical in Costa Rica to get my mind right? Specific, right? So with that specific goal, okay, I need at least 6 months of living expenses, right? And so you can decide in those 9 months before you leave work, you can say, okay, I'm going to save that money. Or you may be like, well, I don't want to save the money. Maybe you have a plan to make the money. Maybe you have a remote business, right? Or you can create in this time period, you can create a business that you can make money online. So when you do take your sabbatical, you're able to still be able to make money, right? And it's passive, right? It's not active because we're taking a break from work, right? Because we need a break. So you can save money, you can figure out a way and a strategy to make money, or you can use credit. One of my sabbaticals, I've taken many. One of my sabbaticals, I leverage credit, right? Because again, I was able to fix my credit, and I talk about this in the book, Learning the Credit Game. And I had a credit card that was 20 months, no interest. So my bills would be taken care of while I'm on sabbatical, right? And responsible credit use. So this is what I mean by freedom number, having your finances and figuring out how you're going to do and how you're going to take care of your responsibility. And obviously, when we're coming back to financial wellness, because this is what my platform is about, you reduce your expenses, increase your income. That makes life so much easier. So if you don't have any overhead, like for me, I sold everything. You get a car, you get a sofa, you get a bed set. I sold everything. So I didn't have a lot of overhead when I took my sabbatical, right? Because I quit my job. Fired my boss. I fired my boss and took a year sabbatical. The plan was to be gone an entire year, but COVID happened, right? So the plan was to fire my boss, travel the world, 25 countries lined up, ready to go, but COVID happened. But nonetheless, I still took my sabbatical. I moved to Hawaii for 9 months, and then I lived in Mexico for 3 months. So I had a plan. I had my why. I determined what my freedom number was, and I was able to make money and save money and leverage credit. Actually, I used all three, right, to make that happen. And then the fourth thing, you want to communicate with your employer. So Obviously, you want to look at your policies and see what's the maximum amount of time that you can take without losing your job, right? Because some people, if you're not aware, some employers give you personal leave, right? And if you communicate with your manager, like you're burnt out, you need a break, right? It may, especially if you bring value to the company, it may behoove them to consider giving you this time because you're an asset to the company. If they don't value that, then you could take your skill set somewhere else, but communicate with your employer and see if they can work something out with you, see what your maximum amount of time is and build on there, right? And like I said, you may be able to communicate with them the benefits of you taking a break, the benefits for them, right? Not having to pay an employee, et cetera, et cetera. You're coming back refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, all those things. So make sure you communicate with your managers, right? And then you want to connect. You want to connect with other people who are doing this particular thing. So, you join communities on Facebook. You follow me here on Coach Sapphire Star, read my book, shameless plug. Like you connect with people who you see are doing the very thing that you want to do because, again, relationships builds opportunities, right? This is how you're able to get as much information as you can to help you, make this transition go smoother than it possibly could if you were just trying to do this on yourself and you didn't have a clue on how to do all this. And then you just make it happen. It's just that simple. You book that flight, you put in that notice, you pack your bags, and you take your sabbatical. So those are my successful sabbatical strategy tips for how to take a successful sabbatical. I hope this information helps. Please like, comment, and share. If you have any questions, don't forget to type in hashtag IAW. And again, click the link in my bio if you want more resources on how to escape the 9-to-5, pursue your passions, and not worry about money. All right, y'all, be great.